So thank you, Parvesh Gooroochurn, for giving me your precious time for this talk.
Of course.
And I
No
have been
worries.
waiting for this for many months now. Very glad that you finally took out the time for this.
I
And
actually
especially
got
was it,
time, so
hmm?
I actually got time to give you. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now you finally have time for me. Yeah, thank you so much. And because your topic is so interesting, and I was waiting for it since August. You told me in August. Yeah. So, anyways, before we go into your topic, first I want you to tell everybody who's also watching about yourself. Who are you, and what do you do?
Okay. So like you said, I'm Parvesh. No need to add the Guru Chan Paul. That's fine.
No, no. Actually, I would
And
want to know about that also. It's a very interesting part, Guruchan.
well,
Hmm.
I don't even know myself, so I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
But well, I'm an educator,
Hmm.
high school, and I currently finished my masters. So waiting for the results and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah, and maybe society considers me as an alien. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's why my topic is quite controversial, I guess.
Yeah. And where are you from? You might want to add that also.
I'm from Mauritius Island. So if you
Mm.
don't know about it, just Google it.
Yeah, actually, I told somebody about your
Yeah.
city, your country here, and he was like, "What? You mean Maldives?" I was like, "No, no, Mauritius." He's like, "I've never heard of it." And then he Googled it, and it turns out that your whole country's like length is 20 kilometers.
Yeah.
It's a very small country. What is your population?
1.4 million.
I mean, that's a lot for 20 kilometers. I think.
Yeah, but I mean, in longitude, it's quite long.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay. Okay. Maybe I didn't ask him about the height. It was just a okay. Okay, so Parvesh, so what was your thesis about? Can you tell me about your thesis? What was the
Yeah,
topic?
sure. Well, the main topic was the deconstruction of the hero, like
Mm-hmm.
using some postmodern theories,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but mainly based on Avengers,
Mm-hmm.
Endgame, and Infinity War. Well,
Oh,
that's basically
okay. So interesting. So before we go into the thesis, I want to just know like what made you choose this topic? What was your reason?
it. Okay, so I've got different reasons why.
Mm.
Like, firstly, it's popular culture, like Avengers being popular culture and everything. Instead of using only books like Shakespeare and everything, I said, yeah, why not popular culture
Yeah,
this time?
exactly.
And secondly, I love Avengers. I love Marvel. So
Mm-hmm.
I said, why not?
Mm-hmm.
And also to pay tribute kind of to Stanley.
Mm. Oh.
And
Okay.
thirdly, I consider myself like following the field of postmodernism.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wanted to deconstruct this notion of the hero itself and what else, like other than Marvel, I couldn't see anything else.
Mm. Mm. So you were able to do that in this journey?
Yeah, I think so. I think so, but now I have to wait for the results to see. Personally, I think yeah, I was able to like see a trend in movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was able to depict that, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now let's go into the main idea of your whole thesis. Yes.
So, well, the main idea is Thanos himself
Mm-hmm.
being portrayed as a villain in the films,
Mm-hmm.
but I found it that he was actually the hero trying to save Earth. Yeah, a postmodern hero, but
Mm-hmm.
let us use hero for now.
Okay.
Like he's trying to save Earth,
Mm-hmm.
even though he eliminated half of the population. But
Oh, okay.
at the end of the day, he saved Earth.
Mm. He's a hero, yeah. So I'm okay. I am very going to be trying to be really neutral because I haven't seen Avengers or Endgame. So you
It
will have
hurts, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are offended by that. And I know they are. I will watch it. And I actually didn't watch it because I was waiting for this, you know, after this, I will watch it. So who this
But
hero
then
Thanos
you
is,
might be biased then, I think.
maybe I will like Thanos then. But I have
Yeah.
seen him in a lot of memes, so I
Yeah.
know that he's an important person. So, okay, so you basically looked at the role of Thanos in these movies through the lens of postmodernism, basically.
Yep.
That's how you analyzed it. So,
Yep.
of course, okay. So, what is this postmodern lens that you looked at from? Can you explain that
Well,
a bit?
first of all, I have to explain what postmodernism is.
Yes.
Well, from my understanding of it, because like there are so many thought about it,
Hmm.
I would say that postmodernism is mainly an answer to modernism.
Okay.
Now you might ask me what is modernism, but we won't delve into that for now.
Just actually, a small definition would be nice of what is modernism because it's used very differently by
Yeah.
people. Yeah. So people know
Well,
what we are talking about when you say top modernism, what it means here.
mm, well, it's mostly about the period,
Okay.
philosophical movement and art movement of that era, like
Mhm.
modernism. Well, to it's I would say late 19th and early 20th century in
Okay.
terms of art theme and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then postmodernism is not only an answer to that or response, but also could be like the way to use modernism to deconstruct itself.
Okay.
And it's kind of confusing,
Hmm.
but yeah.
Would you say it is like modernism and is a post-modernism is like an attempt to deal with the problems of modernism?
Well, through postmodernism, we create more problems,
Hmm.
instead of solving problems.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is post-modernism then? Let's go to post a
Okay,
bit.
let us go to post
Yeah.
then. Uh, mm, well, postmodernism, how could I describe it? Mm, let us say, I'm thinking how to use the appropriate words here.
Hmm.
Mm,
Should I
well,
say what Google says?
what?
Should I read out what Google says?
Okay,
That's
go on and see.
so Google says postmodernism is a broad movement that developed in the mid to late 20th century across philosophy, arts, architecture, and criticism, marking a departure from modernism. The term has been more generally applied to describe a historical era said to follow after modernity and the tendencies of this era. Yeah, but so what are these tendencies? That's the thing. Yeah.
You see, like postmodernism is confusing itself,
Hmm.
and like it mainly uses how to say that it subverts the very concepts it's tried to challenge. Like modernism, it
Hmm.
subverts it
Okay.
and challenges it itself.
Hmm.
Like for example, the hero itself. Let us apply it to my thesis. The hero, it uses the traditional sense of the hero
Hmm.
to challenge it.
Hmm.
You're getting my point, I think.
Yeah, like what exactly is a hero? They take it and they say, okay, what if it's not a hero?
Yeah,
Is that?
exactly. And for example, Thanos, the villain,
Hmm.
it takes the notion of the villain and
Hmm.
deconstructs it,
Hmm.
turning it into a hero,
Hmm.
post-modern hero maybe.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, so postmodernism doesn't just challenge, but also gives their own definitions, or is it more about just challenging what already exists?
Well, if postmodernism gives its own definition, it will challenge that definition also.
Hmm. Yeah, of course. Yeah, so it's more about challenging.
Yeah,
So,
challenging and thinking, provoking thought.
mhm. Okay, so can we say postmodernism is a way of thinking, or because
Yeah.
according to Google, it's kind of like associated with the time era. So this time
Yeah.
is like postmodern time. And it's not only restricted to the West, or
But
is it
it
restricted?
doesn't have a beginning or an end.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
even if
Okay.
you say post-modernism, but
Hmm.
it doesn't have a beginning, you know. There's
Hmm.
no post-ray of modernism. One could say we are still modernist. So
Hmm. Okay. So the theory that you used of simulacra and simulation, the
yes,
aura,
by by
like,
Baudrillard, yeah.
yeah. So what is that, and how did that look at?
So my understanding of it, and in
Hmm.
one sentence, I would say it's a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, which replaces the original. That's it.
Which preserves the original.
Which replaces the original.
Okay. So wait, I don't understand this. What is like?
Okay.
Hmm.
Let us say you have, for example, let us take my phone itself. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
Let us say after times it will become a copy of a copy. The technology will advance, sure.
Hmm.
But then that future copy of it
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
replace that original one.
Yeah. So the future
Is
copy will
this
now be the phone, not your phone.
becomes the original?
Yeah, over time. Yes. So this is
Yeah,
the
in one sentence.
simulacra theory that you said.
Simulacra.
Okay.
Simulacra and simulacrum.
And how does this view the hero and Thanos?
Well, before going to simulacra and simulacrum, we have to go through Walter Benjamin's aura.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was my
Because
next
it's,
question.
yeah.
Yes. But let's do
Like
it now.
the aura is, I would define it according to Benjamin, like something that goes with the object. Okay.
Okay.
For example, the hero itself, the hero has an aura around him
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
where he should be
Positive aura.
not necessarily positive,
Okay.
but when we say hero,
Mm.
it's automatically positive.
Mm.
But let us say the hero needs to save people, for
Mm.
example, need to do good stuff.
Mm.
But then that aura can be applied to another person or another hero, which
Mm.
will have the same aura. You see how the aura is developed?
Wait, aura of the hero can be applied
Yeah.
to
To
who?
let's just say to another hero himself. Like
Mm.
the aura will be the same. So as you know that, yeah, that's a hero. He has the same aura of the hero.
Mm-hmm.
But then after some copies of it, then
Mm.
going to simulacra, after having copies and copies and copies of it, it got modified.
The aura got modified.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which results in the shattering of the aura.
The original aura.
Yeah. It
Ah.
got
Okay.
shattered, you know,
Mm.
because there are so many concepts linked to to heroism now. So
Mm.
the aura itself got shattered and got blurred.
Mm. Mm.
And then using postmodernism,
Mm.
we could use that shattered aura and apply it to Thanos.
Okay. Yeah.
You see how it trickle downs?
Yeah. Yeah. And now even Thanos is a hero
Yeah,
according to that aura.
to that aura, yeah.
But is he then really a hero? I mean, what is a hero then?
What is the hero? Good question. But
Mm.
maybe we should ask ourselves first,
Mm.
what is a villain?
Mm. Yeah, that's a good question actually.
According to you, what would be a villain?
Well, what would be the aura of a villain, right?
Let
So
us say, yeah.
maybe the aura of a villain is somebody who hurts people, or
Okay.
in like, yeah, he hurts somebody without a reason, or
Okay.
maybe more than the person deserves, you know. But a villain would actually be somebody who is just thinking about what he wants and just getting it, you know.
Okay. But now let us apply it to some films. Maybe
Mm.
you know James Bond, for example.
Yes.
The villain.
Mm.
He always wants to conquer the world, for himself.
Mm.
That's the stereotypical villain,
Mm.
conquering the world, destruction, and
Power, who
everything.
wants power, and
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly,
complete control.
exactly. But
Mm.
then when you will watch, or for those who already watched Avengers,
Mm.
you will see that Thanos actually doesn't want to conquer the world. He
Mm. Oh,
wants
he
to
doesn't want
save
to.
it. No, he wants to save the
Ah,
world.
okay. Interesting. But he does so by killing people, right? He hurts people.
Well, now I'll play with our word killing. He doesn't kill people.
Oh,
He snaps and then they all disappear. That's it, without hurting them.
but they still go away, right? He still, so
They go, but we don't know where they go. You know?
maybe they go into another world. I mean, do you know?
Could be. The
Mm.
multiverse could be.
Mm. I want to share something. It
Yeah,
actually
cool.
reminds me of this debate, I guess you can say, or discussion. So this aura of a villain, that you're
Yeah,
right, there is a really strong um, presence of the idea that the villain wants to conquer, and he
yeah,
wants you to obey him,
yeah.
and therefore, because he has these two things, and he is very powerful. I mean, the villain is always very powerful, undefeatable. So if
Hmm.
somebody has these three things, like he's powerful, he wants you to obey, and and he wants to conquer, like
Yeah.
he's villain, he's bad. And that's
Okay.
that's an aura that has been there in media. And then there's also the aura of the hero. Now that I think of it, is always, even if that hero is one person, Batman, or if it's like everybody together,
Yeah.
they somehow always defeat the villain, no matter how
Yeah.
weak or fragile they are. So they come together, and they defeat the powerful
Exactly.
conquering villain. Yeah, so that's how I think, that's what got translated into people today about
Hmm.
God.
Yeah,
So
could be.
the God is seen with that aura. He's all powerful. He doesn't
Uh-huh.
want to control you. He already does, right? I mean, that's what we believe. And what was the third one?
Conquer.
He wants you to obey him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And because he has these three aura things of a villain, so like people are just, maybe that's why postmodernism led to uh, a rise in atheism. I'm not sure, but there is a debate on this idea that this exists, that
Hmm.
people see God like this because of movies like
Yeah.
these. And although there are much other qualities in God that make him
Yeah.
more positive rather than a villain, but people are only fixated on that aura, and that aura is pretty clear. I mean, that aura doesn't have any blurriness, so which makes people hesitant, and it makes people think that maybe we can overcome, we can
Mm.
defeat him. So these are, like, for me personally, just illusions.
Okay.
It only happens in Avengers, but so it's very interesting how, I mean, I think this applies to, like, even in this field, and even Thanos. Maybe Thanos truly was a good person. Poor Thanos.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you might say that the Avengers, they are the real villain by preventing him from saving Earth.
What exactly is the story of Avengers? Just give me a small.
Okay, a brief
Yeah.
synopsis of it. So would be Thanos realized that after after overpopulation on his planet got destroyed and everything,
Hmm.
and he went on to a journey to
Hmm.
save other planets.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
But now it's from the point of view of Thanos, like the
Mm,
hero.
yeah,
But
yeah,
then he went to eliminate half the population on almost every planet and everything. But then he got to know about the Infinity Stones, like
yeah.
five
Okay.
or six
Hmm.
stones, I think, if I'm
Okay.
mistaken. Wait, let me check. I don't
No,
want
you
like,
can't be wrong about Avengers, huh? Mm.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, six stones. Six stones, which will help him to control reality, time, have power and everything, and all the other stuff. But and then he will use these stones along with the gauntlet, just snap and make half the population of the universe disappear to save all the planets and everything, you know. But well, Marvel, Americans focus on New York being the whole world, you know.
Yeah. A very post-modernistic view, but yeah.
Then like, yeah, as the film is focused mostly on Earth, so yeah, Thanos comes to Earth, finds the Infinity Stones and everything. In Infinity War, he's able to snap and half the population is gone.
Oh, he actually does that? Like,
yeah.
So
he does it in the first part. In the first part, he does it.
So basically,
and then in the second part, they just come and kill Thanos, you know.
Who kills him? The
Avengers.
Iron Man and everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
But he has saved the Earth anyway.
Yeah, he did. He did. And this is even mentioned by Captain America in Avengers Endgame, the second part of the movie, where he says that because of lack of decreasing pollution, he actually saw whales in ponds and everything, you know. The sky is clearer, something like that, you know. So actually, at some point, even the characters view Thanos' mission as good, you know.
So why do they? So when he already wiped out half population of the universe in first part, then in the second part, what does he want? Like, what does he want to do now? Like that they had to kill him?
He just rests. He goes to his cottage on, I forgot which planet it is, but he just rests. That's it. End of his mission. Mission done. He saved universe.
So they went and killed him for that.
Exactly. The Avengers went out.
That is the idea. That's the idea they give us. Like something all big and powerful, you can go and kill it.
Overcome it. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I see how this thing goes into the belief with God. I mean, that's how we see God, all powerful, wants us to obey him. He doesn't need to conquer us. He already owns us. And, you know, we must not obey him. We must fight because maybe we like Avengers one day we can go and, you know, but good luck trying. I mean, okay. So what do you think about this postmodern hero view? So this aura of the postmodern hero today, what is it now? What does it say? What's a hero?
Well, to be clear though, my thesis was mainly on films, okay, you know?
Okay.
So it might not be applicable in real life situation. That will lead to chaos, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. But I could see that trend in different films. For example, in Godzilla, where the villain himself wants to release the Titans to decimate humans. In Secret Services, Kingsman Secret Service.
I haven't seen that.
You watched that film? You have to watch some films now, I think.
You should send me the movies that actually I've heard a lot about the Kingsman movie. It's about the one with the umbrella with the gun, right?
Exactly.
So in those movies, you're saying the hero's definition has changed.
The villains like actually want to save Earth. Where they want, but by saving Earth, that means killing or disseminating some part of the population or the whole population. Because like in Venom, have you seen Venom?
No. Is it not? That's not Spider-Man's third part, right?
No.
No, I haven't seen.
In Venom, for instance, there is the villain who says that we are the parasite, you know, humans are the parasite. Like we just take and take, we never give back. And by eliminating humans, we are kind of giving back to Earth to allow Earth to breathe again.
That's a very humanistic way of thinking of the villains.
Yeah,
I mean, why are his villains so? Why do they care so much about the Earth?
exactly. Like the trend changed. They are no more wanting. They don't want to conquer Earth now. They want to
Mm,
save it.
yeah, now they're too concerned about the Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
Although
a
that's a
term.
question, like why this shift? I mean, why would they
Well,
shift
I would
from?
say like it comes from the director side, or writers, or anything,
Hmm,
where they want to show that actually the villains,
hmm,
they want to pass on a message.
hmm.
The message where Earth is in peril.
Earth is?
Is in peril,
Hmm, hmm.
where it's kind of borderline extinction, you know,
Yeah.
and that could be a callback to capitalism.
Hmm. How? Yeah, like
How?
against capitalism, not for capitalism.
No, against it, against
Yeah.
capitalism, of course.
Yeah. Because yeah. Okay. So with the villains are basically the environmentally friendly associations.
Yeah, like there's a term which came out, eco villains.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
like
who are the eco villains? The capitalists or the
the
environment?
villains who wants to save Earth, you know.
Ah. Okay. So what about, there's also actually, that's true. Like that's a very interesting view. Like they want to save the earth. And there's also another view that's, I think, prominent now. In films too,
Yeah.
in seasons as well, I think. And well, I see it's pretty much present in daily life also. Like the movie Joker.
Yeah,
Yeah, so how the Joker is, there were memes after that movie
superb
was.
movie, superb movie.
I didn't like it. Anyways, I like after the movie there were like memes. I
Yeah.
remember there was a meme in which it said first when we used to when we used to watch a superhero movie we used to come out hating the villain, and now we come out understanding him.
Being the villain. Yeah. That's true, you know.
So everybody can relate to the villain and they can see
Yeah.
there's always a reason why he does it. Yeah, have you seen the season The 100?
Not yet.
So I'm
I've
watching it.
started it. Yeah.
And in that season, like everybody is a criminal. Like, I mean, even so, there's one party who's always trying to do good. And to
Okay.
do good, to save their people, they end up killing so
Yeah.
many other innocent people. And then they're
Okay.
like also in that, they feel bad that they did it, but they did it for their people. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
so who decides that your people are more important than your 10 people are more important than the 100 people you killed,
Yeah.
for
Hmm.
example. But the thing is, everybody in that season so far, I am on season 3, so everybody has done something so bad that if you look at that objectively, you say kill this person. But at the same time, this season has managed you to, because they've shown you their sides and everything, so they
Yeah.
make you relate to that person and feel bad for
Mm.
that person, and like make you value that person's life more than the life that they just killed, just because you
Yeah.
know that you know their struggles. So that's also, I think, a view that's pretty much gaining momentum nowadays. That
Mm-mm.
if you understand, like how they say, oh, once you get to know him, he's not really that bad you know so that's the thing. Even if you get to know Satan, he won't be that bad according to you. I
Of
mean,
course.
so
It all depends on perspective, you know. So
mm, mm. So that's actually a view of trying to relate to the villain and not making the villain only 100% bad thing,
yeah.
making the normal person into a villain,
Mm-mm.
because that is more, you can say, real. That is more close to reality, because
Yeah.
in reality nobody is really that
But
bad.
well, it depends. We will use like I think you will use some evil, but even that could be deconstructed, you know.
Evil, yeah, yeah. I
What
mean,
is really evil, what is really good.
hmm, hmm, exactly. I mean, saving the earth, according to according to Avengers. I mean, he shouldn't save the earth. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody would die if he does it. You know. Yeah. So, okay. You also mentioned the Plato's Allegory. That was
Yeah.
also, how is that linked to a hero villain? Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know the allegory, or should I just like do a quick
Yeah, I do,
summary
but
of it?
just give us a brief description for people who don't know about it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So basically, the cave, like allegory of the cave, is the story. I'm sorry, my
Huh?
Plato is a story.
Yeah, yeah, story. Yeah, it's a metaphorical kind of story.
Yeah. Where there are some prisoners inside the cave, and they can only look in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And in front of them, well, they can't move their heads or bodies, they are
Okay.
forced to look at a wall in front of them,
Mm.
which makes the wall itself the only thing they know in life.
Mm. Okay.
And yeah, the story further continues with the introduction of
Mm-hmm.
a fire in which people could project shadow figures
Oh.
onto the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at this point, the shadows would become something real
Mm.
and a reality for the prisoners.
Mm.
Okay, so they don't know about the objects, but they only know about the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And the plot continues with one of the prisoners being freed magically and turned towards the light.
Mm-hmm.
So when he faces the fire, his
Oh,
eyes
wait,
would
I
burn,
lost.
making him go
Wait,
back to his comfort zone.
wait. Okay. Can you
Yep.
repeat? Sorry, I lost you. When he faces towards the fire?
Yeah, his eyes would
Mm-hmm.
burn, making him go back to his comfort zone, which is darkness.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then Socrates adds another part to the story
Mm-hmm.
where the prisoner goes outside the cave
Mm-hmm.
and then he sees the sun.
Mm.
Okay. So now it's another reality. It's not
Yeah.
even the shadows or the fire itself, it's another reality
Mm.
where the prisoner, the freed prisoner,
Mm.
would see colors,
Mm.
would get used to the new reality. And then, well, obviously, when he comes back to the cave and tell the other prisoners who thought that only the shadows
Mm.
are real or
Mm.
one reality
Mm.
about the reality outside the cave,
Mm.
that causes a disturbance in their knowledge.
Mm.
So that would lead them, the still tied prisoners, to warn the freed prisoner that they would kill him if,
Oh.
yeah, if he continues to say such things,
Mm.
because that's an attempt to disregard their knowledge.
Mm.
It could also be linked to education, but I took it mainly to deconstruct the notion of the hero and different realities,
Yeah.
like how to apply it now, how I apply it to my
Yeah.
thesis. It's mainly through the use of the realities.
Mm-hmm.
Thanos saw another reality
Mm.
where he would save Earth,
Mm.
but then the Avengers, like similar to the prisoners being tied,
Mm.
can't accept that reality.
Yeah. And if you think about it, like Thanos was the one who actually came out, like he had traveled the universe more,
Exactly,
so he knows what's
exactly,
happening more than you do. Mm.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah, that makes so much sense. And even like like even in the allegory of the cave, that person, the sophist,
Yeah,
he comes and he says that it is for your own good if you
mm,
like he
exactly.
wants them to be better version of
Yeah,
themselves. Hmm. So the reality kind of, I mean, do you think there's also an idea that by finding the reality, you suddenly become more caring for those who are like oblivious of it? That's why you go back to the cave and to
yeah.
bring them out.
Yeah, there's a notion of caring, caring
Yeah.
for my friends and everything, but
Yeah.
when applying it to Avengers,
Hmm.
we see that, yeah, they killed Thanos at the end of the day.
Hmm.
So, well, when he wanted to save Earth,
Yeah. Yeah, but he wanted to kill the people in the cave anyway, so he was a villain.
mm,
Or a hero. But that's very interesting. This I mean this view, and maybe now your thesis will be that person who the prisoners will uh, fight against.
yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
hope so. I hope.
Yeah. They will. They will. So, so now the villain, like now
Hmm.
you're saying, according to the postmodern lens, the villain is usually the one who wants to save the earth, usually at the price of human life,
Yeah,
right? And who is the
in
hero then?
films, in films.
In films? Yeah. Of course, not in reality. Hopefully, not in reality. But that's the thing. Uh, Usually, what is in the films is either a depiction of reality, or
Yeah,
maybe it's an attempt to change reality in that way.
exactly.
So it could be either way. So either that's how it
Mm,
is already, or how it is going
yeah,
to be soon. You know. So that's something not to be taken lightly if it is something so
mm,
blurred. You know.
yeah, could be actually, yeah.
And so, what do you think about this view of the villain? Do you think it's a good view, or is it just your own personal opinion? I mean, of course, it's your own personal. It doesn't need to
Yeah.
be backed up in science or morality or everything, but it's just your own personal. Yeah,
Well, that could be dangerous, but well,
maybe we can, off
that's
record.
fine.
I said so many
uh,
things, yeah, controversial things, but
well, maybe that's true,
mm,
where we are, mm, we are kind of parasite
mm,
on Earth.
that's true.
Like we just take, you know, we just take and take. But to quote the villain, we just
Yeah,
take and take, but never give back.
yeah.
And that's, I think that those postmodern hero, not villain, hero, they do have reason.
Mm. They do
They do have reason.
the hero.
Like, yeah, the postmodern hero.
Yeah,
So like now, who is the postmodern hero? For example, Thanos.
mm,
He's no more the villain.
yeah,
He's the postmodern hero.
yeah.
So I won't be using the term Thanos.
Sorry, I again lost you. Sorry. You said you won't be using the term?
The term villain to describe Thanos.
Ah,
But
okay, yeah.
I would prefer to use the term postmodern hero.
Okay, okay. So, okay, so do you think this is a good depiction of villains compared to the previous aura of villains?
But then what would you qualify as villain?
No, because it has changed now. The copies have like eventually
Uh,
changed what originally was a villain.
but yeah, the copies changed by taking up the shattered aura.
Yeah,
Okay. But then is there really a villain? Or
that's
is there construction of a villain? For example, the Avengers.
mm,
I pushed the limits to say that the Avengers are the villains now. Now that
mm,
Thanos is the postmodern hero.
mm,
And according to Derrida,
mm,
if negative got positive, positive got negative, black
mm,
got white, white got black.
mm,
So the postmodern hero needs to have a postmodern villain,
mm.
which in that case would be the stereotypical hero who would
Yeah,
try to prevent the postmodern hero to
yeah,
accomplish the mission.
yeah, yeah. So the previous hero, it's so confusing. And
I know.
so in the post,
Like just take it by an X.
Hmm.
Here's the hero, here's the postmodern villain. Here's
Hmm.
the villain, here's the postmodern hero. Just take
Hmm.
it like that.
Hmm. But it's very confusing, and I mean, for me personally, I would prefer the villain to be a very bad person. The previous aura of the villain,
Yeah,
like the all
the
powerful one,
stereotypical one. Yeah,
yeah, who doesn't care about anybody, just power and stuff like that. Because when that line becomes blurred, then even like when you, because we are humans, we always take things, we see them in our real life also. We try to do that, and then even in real life, it starts seeing like if that thing gets blurred like it is now,
hmm,
then you can see everybody as a villain, and you can see even
yeah,
a villain as a hero. you
yeah,
know
exactly.
you will never know who's a good, like there will be no distinction. So for me, it's better to just have a villain who is completely bad, because such a villain will never really exist, and then you can see everybody as a human being and try to understand them. If you label them like in your head that okay, he might
Yeah,
be a villain because he wants to save the earth, but he wants to do it by killing people, he might be a villain. So once you attach that label to him, then he's a
yeah.
villain. Whatever he does, even if he's doing good, for
Mm-mm.
you he's a villain, or maybe he's a hero. If he's a hero, okay, they want to kill. Oh, this is just a theoretical. Oh, this world power country wants to destroy this other smaller country, millions of people, because they want to save them from chemical weapons that might be in that country. Maybe they are the heroes. I should support them, even if they're wrong 10 years later. It doesn't matter. So they're the heroes.
Mm-mm.
Just a theoretical. That was a
Yeah,
theoretical.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what you just experienced?
Hmm.
It's called the Verfremdungs effect.
Okay, what's that? What Doom's effect?
Verfremdungs effect.
How do you spell it? Can you write it for me in the chat?
Yeah, I will.
Verfremdungseffekt. What is this?
It's the effect of alienation.
Hmm.
You know, like when you say the lines of blood now and you don't know what's the hero, what's the villain,
Hmm.
that's the Verfremdungs effect.
Hmm.
It's a distancing effect. Like you don't know what's real now, what's the
Yeah.
hero, what's the villain.
Yeah. That's.
And that's what Avengers were able to accomplish. That the
Hmm.
films,
Hmm.
they actually accomplished the Verfremdungs effect, where people started to think whether
Hmm.
Thanos was
Hmm.
the body or the good.
Hmm. Yeah. Because why did they have to kill him in the second movie? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then I personally think that they made the second movie for the bourgeois audience. Like, like you said, you have to have the villain, you have to have the hero win.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, if, like the hero already lost. The villain did what he had to do. He caused the
Yeah,
damage. So now what's the point? In even killing him, he already did what he had to do. Now he's not going to do
yeah,
anything.
exactly. But
Yeah.
actually, in the second part of the film, they actually bring back half of the population
Ah.
to, yeah, but then causing more overpopulation,
Okay. So now
still
this
villain.
agent will again come and kill everybody. Yeah. 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 Of course. I mean, then
But like
that
I
makes
said,
sense.
for the bourgeois audience, where, well, the hero needs to win.
Yeah. For the audience like me, who need the boundaries, who need to know that this.
Exactly. Like to categorize the villain, the hero. No bloodlines.
Actually, when you see this season, the 100, you'll see there
Yeah.
were, like, I know there are people there in there, like, and there were times when those people were about to die, and I was
Okay.
like, oh no no no, they shouldn't die, they shouldn't die. And then now there are times I'm like, this person should just die, these are just they just kill him. Yeah, and it keeps changing throughout, like you see, and it's all how much I think you're acquainted with that person throughout. you know if you have more, if you relate more to the person.
I lost you there for a bit.
Okay, okay, which part?
For that person, you just
Yeah,
before
so
that.
So the more think you can relate to that person, the more you've
Yeah.
seen scenes of that person, the
Okay. Yeah.
more you can, be like, oh no, he's fine. But if you see less scenes of him, you understand his story less, then, no,
But
that's
like you're
so,
saying, for example, in Joker,
yeah,
the main focus is on him.
yeah. And Batman
And
is kind of like a jerk.
well, it depends. The new one, 2019 one.
Wait,
Which Joker are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Joker, that the one in which the one who has a laughing problem in that.
Ah, the Joaquin Phoenix one.
So there's another one after that too.
No. That's the most recent one. But there's
Yeah.
no Batman in that.
No, there is that one part where he, Batman's dad, maybe.
Yeah, Bruce. Yeah. Wayne,
So
Mr.
how
Wayne.
mean
Yeah.
he is to him, and when he goes there and he tries to be so nice to him, but he treats him so
Yeah.
bad. So
But
that somehow,
that's capitalism.
yeah, that somehow is taken as a legitimate response for Joker to act the way he does, because he already has a lot of things on his plate, and then this
Yeah,
was
exactly.
or something. But then again, does it justify what he did afterwards, like what he became? I mean,
Well,
does it?
did he do it?
Hmm?
Did he he didn't encourage anyone, you know? He just created the movement and people followed.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's what society actually wants.
yeah,
Down capitalism,
yeah, yeah. What do you think about capitalism?
Well, we can't escape it actually.
Yeah,
We can't.
like, yeah, that's true. I
Now,
mean,
just imagine if we say down to capitalism, we wouldn't be even able to have this call.
are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean,
And
I personally like capitalism to the extent, like, when I am able to go to a shop and buy a really nice chocolate, or when I'm able to order McDonald's whenever I can.
yeah.
Pakistan. In Belgium, you have like not after 10 p.m., but in Pakistan, it's
Really?
like, till whenever you want. So, so it's like, God bless these franchises. So it feels really good. However, at the same time, like the ideas that they're promoting, I think, I don't know how it is in Mauritius or even in Pakistan actually, but at least here in Belgium. So we took this course on education policy,
Yeah.
and they made us understand to some extent what neoliberalism is.
Okay.
Yeah, so technically, neoliberalism is sort of a view in which the focus is directly on the individual. Like, so we looked at it
Okay.
from an education policy perspective.
Yeah.
So the main idea of neoliberalism is, yes, market is run by capitalist forces, market economy, everything. The state has
Yeah.
no role, but the state does have a role. Actually, it has a role from far off, and it steers the economy from a distance. And how
Okay.
does it do it? It creates conditions in the economy, in the state, in a way
Yeah.
that manipulates the man into becoming an entrepreneur. So he has to become an entrepreneur. You know that, like, he has to follow his individual originality.
Mm.
So he's a manipulable man, but at the same time, that's his freedom.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's like the question. Like, now there's a lot of antagonism against neoliberalism also, that is it really free? I mean, you're forcing them to be free.
Exactly.
Are they free? But that's the thing. If you don't, like, that's how everything, like the idea of, are you familiar with the idea of Foucault's governmentality?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just that, like, if you don't obey the state's or the market's rules and regulations,
Mm-hmm.
you will not be able to survive anyway. you
Yeah.
know yeah, so you have to obey, or you like you so
Yeah.
but at the
It's
same
just
time,
like under theory of Foucault, like the panopticon.
no, not the panopticon. It's just the idea of governmentality that we start thinking that this is
Yeah.
natural, oh yeah,
Yeah.
like obeying the state, and this is natural, this is naturally what you're supposed to do, but it's not really natural. It happens
Mm-mm.
because of certain processes and policies that have been happening over
Exactly.
time in different places.
It
So
becomes systematic.
it becomes systematic. And what bugs me personally is that ideas like neoliberalism and I don't know if capitalism assumes this or not, but neoliberalism, it is a kind of a capitalist idea. They claim freedom, oh, you're free, you yourself individual, but you're not. They're making
Yeah.
you unfree and then claiming that you're free. At least other systems are not this hypocritical. At least they tell you that you're not free, you don't have a,
You're not
like,
free.
everybody's equal, you'll just get what we decide you will get.
Yeah, exactly.
At least you are in, there's some coherence. But here it's like you're on your own. The state will
Mm-mm.
not help you. If you don't get a job, that's your problem because you're not educated enough. Go educate yourself,
Exactly. But
yeah.
now neoliberalism could be neocolonialism.
Yeah, that's also another um, debate going on, like
Yeah.
that there are new ways of colonizing and stuff, but
There'll be a weird sound, so you just have to cut it out.
yeah, what is that an announcement for something?
Yeah, like they are selling some stuff. So yeah.
Oh, it happens in Pakistan as well. Like the guy goes and he shouts the prices of
Exactly.
apples and potatoes, and or maybe he's sometimes buying your junk. So he's like, "Sell me your junk, sell me your
Okay.
junk," and yeah. So
Yeah, like he's selling hand wash, liquid like to put in the washing machine or everything.
yeah. Oh, good, interesting things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but capitalism.
Yeah, it can. That's the thing. I don't know. Anyways, I like certain parts of capitalism, but neoliberalism. I mean, although it okay, fine. You can say that we promote this, but don't fool the people. Don't fool them
Yeah.
into thinking that, oh, this is freedom. You are free, but you're not. Come on.
Well, and then what is freedom?
Yeah. Okay, I have one question. What do you think we people personally or as a society need to be more wary of?
The problem is that we are wary of too many things. Like we keep on constructing and defining things, which will eventually lead to our self-destruction.
Like
So,
how?
for example, clothes. Why do we wear them? Like according to psychology, we are animals. But then we constructed the notion of shame.
Yeah.
Well, which of course comes from colonialism and everything. But we keep on creating new clothes, for example.
Yeah.
Why? That's just an example. I like to provoke thinking by saying we shouldn't be wearing any clothes at all.
Like all the other animals.
Yeah. But we are, how to say, we won't be able to survive, of course.
Why not?
For example, just say I send you to the jungle in front of a lion or a bear. How would you fight? You don't even have clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
You see?
exactly. We will die. And even the
We are
weather,
weak animals.
we
Even the
cannot
weather, actually, yeah.
we cannot even survive the weather without our clothes. That is so
Exactly.
true. But do you think we'll get used to it over time?
We have to reprogram what being human is called. Like there needs to be a reprogrammation of everyone.
And what do you
But-
think that is? What is a human then?
Well, my favorite sentence would live in a simulacrum. We don't even exist.
Oh yeah, yeah. We live in a simulation, right?
Exactly.
That's what I believe too, by the way. I told you.
Not really a simulate. Not really a simulation. Yeah, at some point, yes, but we are our own simulacrum. We are only copies.
Copies
Yeah, just like simulation and simulacra, but we are only copies of ourselves.
of ourselves.
Yeah,
Like I'm a copy of what I was yesterday. Is that what you
yeah,
mean?
and that replaces what you were yesterday.
So I can change every day or every
Yeah,
hour.
you do change. Or every minute, every second you change.
Yeah. But then again, how do I know that change is eternal or that change is definite? Or maybe it's just,
Now you're going into nature.
yeah. I mean, nature remains as it is, you know.
Not nature, nature, niche. But like
Ah,
nature,
what's that?
time, eternality of time.
Ah, well, that's I think a pretty complex way of thinking.
Yeah,
I mean, is it the same idea that we never step in the same river twice?
could be, could be. But maybe let us keep that for next time.
Yeah. So so we as a society, you say the thing that we need to be more careful after this whole idea of Thanos and hero and deconstruction of a hero and construction of a
Mm.
postmodern hero, like we should be careful of thinking that what it means to be human, basically what you're saying.
Not really. Well, I would say that we need to take a step back on everything. Like, don't just dwell into it, Just take a step back. Think, just be there while the thing is here.
Yeah. Try to look at it from,
Different perspectives.
yeah, as objectively as possible you can.
Exactly.
Yeah. You sound like Foucault, the dehumanization with the other thing. Yeah. I mean, that's his whole cry about governmentality, that we start
Mm-mm.
assuming it's natural. And that's what film does, actually. It makes us
Yeah.
think that this is how it is. Villain, good, hero,
Yeah, exactly.
villain, bad. Yeah.
But that's what I like with Marvel, like the latest films. Like they want to deconstruct that notion. But again, for the bourgeois society, they have to make Thanos lose and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you see, like, mostly in my WhatsApp DP, there is this guy who people always tell me, like, why do you have him on your display?
Johnny Lever,
Yeah, you know him.
of course.
Oh, I'm so glad. So Johnny Liver, he's like the funniest guy in Bollywood, right? And he's never the main character. He's never the hero
Yeah.
of a movie, but he's always a side character. But even then, he has a lot of scenes in those movies. Whenever there's a scene with Johnny Liver, that scene is the best scene. Like every movie's best scenes are the ones with him in there. But just because he's not the hero doesn't mean
Yeah,
he can't be your favorite hero, or he can't be your favorite actor. Like,
exactly.
if you take a step back and if you see who really is the best character in this movie, it's usually him. Even if he has Shah Rukh Khan with him, like, he brings out the best of Shah Rukh Khan also in most movies.
Yeah.
Although Shah Rukh Khan is the best according to me by but Johnny Liver brings out the best in Shah Rukh Khan. Like, I mean, if you there was this one meme and it was so true. Like, if you see Johnny Liver in a movie, you're like, oh, this movie is good. I'm
It's
gonna
good.
enjoy it. No matter what the movie is, I will enjoy it because he's in there. Yeah, so he's such an important character. Like, there is no name for him even. Like, nothing but a sidekick or a comedian. Like, that's not a.
Yeah.
I think that's an that does justice to his role. And I don't think there are any other roles like him in other films. Do you think there are, like,
Bollywood or even
Bollywood,
Hollywood?
Hollywood, any movie actually, where there's this kind of a
But
character?
what I could think of when talking about Johnny Lever is Mr. Bean.
Yeah, he's a hero. Mr. Bean is the hero of him. Yeah, but they put this hero on this side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I guess Mr. Bean and Charlie Chaplin, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I know so far. Yeah. But Verfremdungseffekt. Yeah, I'm going to. So there is no boundary in this name as well. It's a really long name. I will try to memorize it, but I think
I will be here to make you to remember it. So, yeah.
yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. But thank you so much for
Oh, pleasure is mine.
because I really really enjoyed this, and I'm sure people who watched Avengers they're
Oh,
either
is it?
people who've already watched Avengers and who already love or hate Thanos. I hope they're thinking now or not hating you or me for not watching it, and they're thinking, and I hope it makes them think because it's a really interesting. Because when you told me that, oh my thesis is about Thanos, and even I know that Thanos is the baddest guy alive, and he's like, oh, he's a hero, so that's what I'm talking about. Like what? I need to have. But now
But
with
then,
this,
like, if we have a second part, if we have it, let the audience decide. If we would have a second part, I will delve more into like the film, the cinematographic part of the film.
oh really?
Yep.
Oh, so is that's also you've also researched that then?
Yep. I
Okay,
had 12,000 words to write, so yeah, I had to look for stuff to write about.
okay, okay. So thank
Oh,
you,
pleasure of mine.
Gooroochurn, and
You
hopefully
need to say the
we'll see.
Gooroochurn, just say Parvesh, that's fine.
No, I like that name. I really like that name, and you actually going to tell me what it means after we end this call. So let me just. So thank you for coming, and hopefully I'll see you again, and you will give me time sooner. This time, at
Yeah.
least not after 6 months. So
We will try. I will try.
thank you very much.